5's Joe Vasquez reports police are trying to piece together what happened.
Are you scared, OG?
The video posted on Twitter and Instagram shows a small crowd surrounding an older man who appears to have been collecting cans. The language is abusive and at times
I hate Asians.
bystanders chime in. It's not clear whether the man was hurt or anything was stolen. But what is clear is one man does take a swing. And as the victim bursts into tears, others mock him.
The video does. I don't think I got enough of that.
I don't have the full video, so I can't know what happened. But I'm not shocked. I'm disappointed that this happened the way it happened. But I'm in no way, shape, or form surprised of it. I've seen things like that from everybody. Name a group of people, I've seen things like that happen. I've seen people guilty of that behavior in all the groups.
But who's saying it's just black people?
I'm not saying that it's just black people that are like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out there that I'm not surprised of what happened there because I've seen that in all the groups for different reasons. It's like minorities don't like each other. Mm-hmm. It's not just, isms is not just a black and white thing.
I mean, regardless of like what the older context is, I'm like, you don't hit old people. It's just that simple to me. You don't. There's clearly an elderly man. You don't. For me, the buck stops there. It doesn't get more complicated than that. When I see some guy swing a weapon at an old man with a plastic bag, I'm like, that's a no for me. Like in my country, even if like an old person tapped you behind the head, it's like a community thing. It's like you messing up and they might do something, but you don't hit them. Like if you were to beat up an old person in my country, you get messed up. You don't do that.
I really don't see myself in Haiti hitting an old person.
Good luck.
I would die.
And then the second thing is just like the fact that people were all around filming it. It's just, I don't understand that part of our culture. That's the one thing I do not get. If you're going to engage in criminal activity, don't be stupid enough to post it. This whole world star hip hop culture thing is just dumb to me, okay? Stop. There's a fight that breaks out, people pull out their cell phone, is dumb. Stop doing that. Y'all forgetting to be humans just so you can get a couple human likes. It's dumb. Y'all were more concerned with documenting than stopping it, protecting it. Let's say it was your friend swinging. Stop them from swinging. And if it's not your friend, stop him from assaulting somebody. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You guys are, I just don't get it. If you're watching this and you're one of those people, just stop. Just put your phone down. Nobody cares if you got the video. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That thrilling excitement that you get from getting the scoop, nobody's going to remember you for it. For me, these are like character defining moments. When you see something like this happening in front of you and you do nothing, that's a problem. I wouldn't want to associate with you. That's me though. On the third point,
racism presupposes the ability to control a significant segment of the population economically, politically, and socially by imposing law, covenant, and restriction on their lives. Black people ain't had no capacity to do that. Can we be bigoted? Yes. Can we be prejudiced? Yes. Racist? No. That's
always a weird, like when they talk about systems and stuff like that, as if black folks only exist in the North American context. Go to Rwanda and go tell the Tutsis that there's no racism. Good luck. No, what you guys were doing is you were being prejudicial as you wiped out the other tribe. What? Listen, that's just a new age definition that came out of sociology departments and universities just to conveniently paint black people as always the victim and white people as always the perpetrator. The reality is, just like you guys talk about in feminism, there's such a thing as intersectionality. Yes, nothing is just everyone's on this level and everyone else is on this level. No, your income level changes things. Your strength level changes things. They might be really poor. They might be born with a disease. We don't know. And so it's never black and white.
It's not because you've been bullied that you cannot bully.
If you understand that concept and you can't come into this and be like,
black people cannot be.
What is the point of saying that? If something is clearly wrong, right? And we all agree it's clearly wrong. And so in this instance, we see something like, yeah, but this is not systemic. Okay, get that systemic stuff out of here. Sometimes it can happen on a micro level. Because I know y'all like microaggressions, right? Right? Y'all like the little stuff?
Are you talking?
Y'all like the little stuff? Great. All right.
You're talking to the left? To the left, to the left.
I'm just talking to people who love saying that kind of stuff. So don't take away from real conversations just so you can be like, Yeah, but black people can't be as bad. It's a useless talk. Something terrible happened. Someone was dealt with unjustly, and we should fight for that sense of justice for them. The same way we want justice for ourselves. And the last thing I want to do is leave a comment about, like, I know I'm going to see people in the comment be like, this world just needs to end. Things are getting so bad. Calm down. Listen, if you think things are bad now, you just be grateful that we didn't have cell phones in the 90s and the 80s. If they were filming that, boo-boo, bruv, you would be seeing some of the most gory stuff you'd ever seen in your life. Crime has dropped drastically since then. It's much safer today than it was. Imagine this. Before, you only used to hear about bad stuff in your city. Now you hear about bad stuff all over the world. And it seems like everything around you is really bad. But if you walk outside, if you walk through your city, for the most part, it's going to be mostly safe. I guarantee you, if you look up the stats over the last 20 years, it is far more safe than it used to be. So don't let this kind of stuff cloud your vision of the future. Don't let this kind of stuff dampen your optimism, because the reality is, empirically, things are much better than they've ever been.
It's just that it's documented more.
That's it. You hear about a mudslide in China, and you're just like, oh my God, so many people, the world's ending. It's like, there are mudslides and things like that were always happening. It just didn't end up in your news 30 years ago. That's it. And most people didn't care about stuff happening outside their community. When I was growing up, I didn't even know what Hong Kong was. Hong Kong to me was just food you ate off a plate. When I was a kid, my neighborhood was the only thing that mattered.
Fair.
And a couple of TV shows.
Fair. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. What matters is your surrounding. When you're a kid, yeah.
You know, so now you wake up now you wake up and everyone's like, oh, in Bangkok today, I was like, yo, that just sounds like soy sauce I put on my food. So when I was growing up, that was my perception of the world. All this to say, those were the kind of the points I had. Don't touch the elderly. Stop documenting this stuff. Stop with the whole it's not isms. It's a useless conversation to have in instances like these. Let people feel some type of way about this stuff. And then the last thing I would say is, don't let this make your world seem like the worst, because it's not. It's just not. So that's pretty much all I got. Leave your comments below.